ॐ शुक्लां भरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करभावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। अगजानन पद्मार्कं गजाननमहर्निशम् अनेकदन्तं भक्तानाम् एकदन्तमुपास्महे। श्रीमहागणपतये नमः। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। अस्मद्गुरुचरणारविन्दाभ्यां नमः। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचानूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलस्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां श्रीहयग्रीवमुपास्महे। श्रीहयग्रीवमूर्तये नमः। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। श्रीमहासरस्वत्यै नमः। उमाकोमलहस्ताब्जसम्भावितललाटकं हिरण्यकुण्डलं वन्दे कुमारं पुष्करस्रजं। வெற்றிவேல் முருகனுக்கு ஹரஹரோஹரா. லோகவீரியம் மகாபூஜ்யம் சர்வரக்ஷாகரம் விபும் பார்வதி ஹிருதயானந்தம் சாஸ்தாரம் பிரணமாம்யகம். சுவாமியே சரணமையப்பா. வாகர்த்தாபிவ சம்பிரக்தோ வாகர்த்த பிரதிபத்தஹே जगतः पितरौ वन्दे पार्वती परमेश्वरौ। श्री पार्वती परमेश्वराभ्यां नमः। कोमलं कूजयन् वेणुं श्यामलोऽयं कुमारकः वेदवेद्यं परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अस्मद्गुरुचरणारविन्दाभ्यां नमः। श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे श्रीनाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे श्रीनाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे श्रीनाथ नारायण वासुदेव। पीताम्बरं करविराजितचक्रशङ्खकौमोदकी सरसिजं करुणासमुद्रं राधासहायम् अतिसुन्दरमन्दहासं वातालयेशम् अनिशं हृदि भावयामि। कृष्णो रक्षतु मां चराचरगुरुः कृष्णं नमस्ये सदा। कृष्णेनैव सुरक्षितोऽहमसकृत् कृष्णाय दत्तं मनः। कृष्णादेव समुद्भवो मम विभो कृष्णस्य दासोऽस्म्यहम्। कृष्णे भक्तिरचञ्चलास्तु भगवन् हे कृष्ण तुभ्यं नमः। श्रीगुरुवायूरप्पा शरणं नम्राणां सन्निधत्ते सततमपि पुरस्तैरणभ्यर्थितानपि अर्थान् कामानजस्रं वितरति परमानन्दसान्द्रां गतिं च। इत्थं निःशेषलभ्यो निरवधिकफलः पारिजातो हरे त्वं क्षुद्रं तं शक्रवाटी ध्रुममभिलषति व्यर्थमर्त्यव्रजोऽयम्। श्रीगुरुवायूरप्पा शरणं श्रीभट्टपादम् अनिशं हृदि भावयामि। वंशी विभूषितकरात् नवनीरदाभात् पीताम्बरात् अरुणबिम्बफलादरोष्टात् पूर्णेन्दुसुन्दरमुखात् अरविन्दनेत्रात् कृष्णात् परं किमपि तत्त्वमहं न जाने. കൈരണ്ടും കൂപ്പി ഞാൻ വീണ്ടുമീറക്കുന്നു നീരജലോചന നിന്നോടായി. ഏതീനു മഞ്ഞനെ കുമ്പിടേണ്ടാത്തോറും രീതിയിൽ നീ എന്നെ പാലിക്കെന്നായി. കൃഷ്ണ ഹരേ ജയ കൃഷ്ണ ഹരേ ജയ കൃഷ്ണ ഹരേ ജയ കൃഷ്ണ ഹരേ. Good morning, everyone. Happy Pongal Sankranti to everyone who was celebrating today and yesterday. Okay, so we'll do a quick review of 31 and 32. Matangi 31 பண்றீங்களா?
प्रीत्या दैत्यः तवतनुमव प्रेक्षणात् सर्वतापि त्वाम् आराध्यन् अजित रचयन् नञ्जलिं सञ्जगाता मत्तः किं ते समभिलसितं विप्रसूनो वदा त्वं विक्तं भक्तं भवनम् अवनिं व्यापि सर्वं प्रदास्ये कामक्षेणां बलिगिरम् उपाकर्ण्यै कारुण्यपूर्णोऽपि अस्योत्सेकं शमयितुमना दैत्यवंशं प्रशंसन् भूमिं पादत्रय परिमितां प्रार्थ्याय मास्तितत्वं सर्वं दीहेति तु निगदिते हास्यं न वासयात् विश्वेशं मां त्रिपदमिहिकिं याचसे बालिशस्त्वं सर्वां भूमिं वृणु हिम मुनीत् यालपत्वां स तृप्यन् यस्मादर्पात् त्रिपदपरिपूत यक्षमहा शेपवादान् बन्धं चासा भगमत् अत दर्होपि घटोप शान्त्यै
घाडोप शान्ति
घाडोप शान्त्यै पादत्रया यदि न मुदितो विष्टा पयिर्नापि तुष्येत् इत्युक्तेऽस्मिन् वरद भवते दातु कामे ततोऽयं दैत्याचार्यः तव खलु परिक्षान्तिनः प्रेरणार्थं मामादेयं हरिरयमिति व्यक्तम् एव बभाषे याचस् एवं यति स भगवान् पूर्णकामोऽस्मि सोऽहं दास्यम् एव स्थिरमिति वदन् काव्यशब्दोऽपि दैत्यः विन्ध्यावल्या निज दैत्यया दत्तोपादाय तुभ्यं चित्रं सकलम् अपि स प्रार्थयत् तोयपूर्वं निस्सन्देहं दितिकुलपथौ त्वय्य शेषार्पणं तदु व्यातन्वाणे मुमुचुरुसयस् सामरः पुष्पवर्षं दिव्यं रूपं तव चलतदितं पाश्यतां पश्यतां विश्वभाजां युच्चैः आवर्धवदीकृत्य विश्वान्द भाण्डं तावत् पादाग्रं निजपदगतं पुण्डरीकोद्भवोऽसौ कुण्डितोयैः असिचत् अपुनात् यज्जलं विश्वलोकान् हर्षोत्कर्षात् सुबहुननृते केचरैः उत्सवेऽस्मिन् वेरिं निघ्नन् भुवनम् अचरच् जाम्बवान् भक्तिशाली.
I think in the two small corrections. One is the first line, first word is Twat Padagram. You said Tat abdi chunne. Twat. PVAT. Okay, that's smaller. Okay. Next, third line, Kecharaihi, you said, right? So you just put there's a Visarga you have, you put a ir there. So it becomes Kecharair Utsavesmin. Ir.
Oh, okay. He chonna Priya adnala he எழுதினார் என்ன இருதான் இருக்கு என்கிட்ட அது.
Okay, then the Priya tabbe change பண்ண சொல்லுங்க.
Kecharaira.
Yeah, Kecharair Utsavesmin.
Kecharair. Okay. நான் அதான் எழுதிட்டேன் மேல எழுதிட்டேன்.
No worries. Okay, keep going.
Sorry. तावद् दैत्या त्वनुमतिमृते वर्तुरारब्धो युद्धः देवोपेतैर्भवधनुचरैः संगता भङ्गमापन् कालात्मायं वसति पुरतो यद्वशात् प्राग्जिता स्मः किं वो युद्धैर् इति बलिगिरा तेत पाटलाम् आपुः
पातालम आपुः
पातालम् आपुः पाशैर्बद्धं पतगपतिना दैत्यमुच्चैर्वादीः तात्रेयी एकं दिश मम पदं किं नाम विश्वेश्वरोऽसि पादं मूर्धिनि प्रणय भगवन् इत्याकम्पं वदन्तं प्राह्लादास्तं स्वयं उपगतो मानयन् नास्तवे त्वाम् दर्पोचित्तै विहितमखिलं दैत्यसिद्धोऽसि पुण्यैः लोकास्तेस्तु त्रिदिव त्रिदिव विजयी वासवात् वं च पश्चात् मत्स्यायुज्यं भज च पुनरित् एन्वगृह्ण बलिं तं विप्रैः सन्तानितमखबरः पाहि वात्साल एषा
वातालयेश last one वातालयेश
पाताल एषा
कृष्णाय परब्रह्मणे नमः very good okay we'll do quick 32 Srividya நீங்க பண்றீங்களா 32
okay Dasakam 32 Machavadaram Pura Hayagriva Mahasurena Sashtantaranto Yadakanta Kalpe Nitronmugha Brahma Mughatrideshu Vedeshvaditsaha Kilamatsya Rupam
ditsaha வேண்டாம் அங்க ditsah இஹ் சவுண்ட் எடுது ஓகே
Vedeshvaditsah Kilamatsya Rupam Satyabridasya Trimiladi Barduhi Nadijale Darpayadastathanim Karanjalau Sanjvalidha Kritistvam Adrusyatha Kashana Balaminaha.
And the first line she with a small correction bartuhu na dramiladi bartuhu
Kritamiladi Barduhu. Okay.
yeah
Shiptam Jale Twam Sagidam Vilokya Ninye Bhupatrena Munisvakeham Svalbairahobih Kalisam Sakupam Vabim Sarasha Nasishevi Bhotvam Yoga Prabhavat Bhavadangaiva Nitistatastam Munina Bayotim Brishto Muna Kalpaditrukshumenam Saptaha Masvedi Vadannayasihi Prapte Dvadukte Hanivaritara Pariblukde Bhumitale Munindaraha Sabdarshibis Shartam Aparavarini Utpurnamanas Sharanam Yavautvam.
the first line after twadukte hani there is a pause okay the comma after twadukte hani
Okay. Okay. Taran Bathate Sakarima Vaptam Naurupini Aruruhus Tadate Tatkamba Kambareshu Sadeshu Bhuyaha Tvayam Bhuyaha Tvama Abute Ravi
Tvamambudher
Tvamambute Ravira Urmahiyan जशाकृतिं योजनलैक्षि नल जशाकृतिं योजन लक्षदीर्घां तथानमुच्चैस्तरज तेजसं त्वां निरीक्ष्य दुष्टा मुनयस्तु दुत्या त्वतुङ्गशृङ्गे धरणीं पबन्धुः आकृष्टनौको मुनिमण्डलाय प्रदर्शयन् विश्वजगत् विभागान् संस्तूयमानो नृवनेन तेन ज्ञानं परं शोपदिशन्नशारीः कल्पावधौ सप्तमुनीन् पुरोवत् प्रस्ताव्य सत्य वृतभूमिपङ्क्तं वैवस्वधाक्यं वनुमादधानः क्रोधात् हयग्रीवम् अभित्रूधोबुः स्वतुङ्गशृङ्गशतवक्षसंदं निपात्य दैत्यं निगमान् गृहीत्वा विरञ्जये प्रीतहृते तथानः प्रभञ्जनागारपदे प्रभायाः श्री कृष्णाय परब्रह्मणे नमः.
Very good. Okay, so we'll get started with 34 and 35. So 34, 35 is Sri Rama Charita Varnanam. So essentially the whole description of Ramayana, pretty much every story in the Ramayana is condensed into 2 chapters, right? So it's going to be tough to say meaning for this because Ramayana, as you all know, is so vast and so wide, and Bhattacharya has touched on pretty much everything. So we won't get into too much of details into the meanings of this, and plus I'm sure a lot of you are already experts on the meaning of Ramayana. So I'll just briefly just touch on each of the stanzas meaning, but we won't go into too much detail. Okay, so we'll get started. Maybe so Sundari, you and Sujata Garu, you can be student for the first half. Okay, so I'll give a heads up. So this is a tough chapter, both 34 and 35, right? Anytime this big things are coming, stories getting condensed, it gets a little tough. But I can also assure you that this is a lot of people who have learned it love chanting this chapter because it's got so much energy in it. Because the entire Ramayana has been condensed, so it has got a lot of energy and it's very nice to chant it. But it is going to be a little difficult, so you may have to put some extra effort. So I'll let that know upfront itself. Stanza 1. Girvanhairathyamano dashamukhanidhanam kosaleshvishya shringhe putriyamishtimeštva dadushi dasharadakshmabhrite payasagryam tadbhuktya tatpurandhrishvapi tisrishu samam jatagarbha sujato ramastvam lakshmanena swayamata bharatenapi shatrughnanamna. So just very high level only. I won't get into too much of the details of the story. So some of these things are pretty obvious, right? So Dasharatha was there and he did not have children. So he had to do the Putra Kameshti Yajnam. So it's a sage called Rishya Shringa. He was the one who actually performed that. Now the reason for Rama Avataram to happen, it stays out first in the first line itself. It says Dasha Mukha Nidhanam. To get rid of the 10-faced demon, 10-faced person, which is Ravana, as we know, who was harassing, and the Devas felt that it was time for the Lord to incarnate to get rid of Ravana and then all of the other emissaries of Ravana who are under him, right? There are a lot of other people who do the execution work, right? So to get rid of them and to get rid of Ravana was the primary purpose of this avataram. So anyway, so this Putra Kameshti Yajnam was performed by Rishya Shringa under the guidance of, for Vishwamitra was also guiding and Dasharatha was the king. So from that, the payasam or the prasadam that came out of it, which then his wives consumed. So here it says, Swayamata, you yourself, O Lord. So he's addressing Guru Arpan and saying, as Mahavishnu, as Narayana, you yourself took birth as Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata and Shatrughna. So Rama we know, Lakshmana we know is the incarnation of Adishesha, right? So Kaikeyi then gave birth to Bharata, who is the incarnation of the Panchajanya conch of the Lord, right? And Shatrughna was a Sudarshana Chakra. So anytime the Lord incarnates, he doesn't just come on his own. And we're going to see this in Krishna Avataram also. Anybody who is accompanying him or the close-knit circle, there's the same set of people who keep coming. then they just take different roles, right? So here, these are the roles they have taken. So that's what has happened here so far. So Girvanair Artyamano, if you want to break it, Girvanair Artyamano Dasha Mukha Nidhanam, comma, Kosalesh Vrishya Shringe. So that you have to say it together because Rishya Shringe and all is coming. So Kosalesh Vrishya Shringe, comma, Putriyam Ishtim Ishtva, comma, Dadushi Dasharata Kshmabhrite Payasagryam. So Griya, okay, not Grayam, Griyam, Payasagryam. Girvanhairathyamano dashamukha nidanam Kosalesh Vrishya Shringe Putriyamishtimeštva Dadushi Dasharatakshmabhrite Payasagryam.
गीर्वाणैर् अर्थ्यमानो दशमुखनिधनं कौसलेश्वृष्यशृङ्गे पुत्रीयाम् इष्टिमिष्ट्वा ददुषि दशरथक्ष्माभृते पायसाग्र्यम् गीर्वाणैरर्थ्यमानो दशमुखनिधनं कौसलेश्वृष्यशृङ्गे पुत्रीयाम् इष्टिमिष्ट्वा ददुषि दशरथक्ष्माभृते पायसाग्र्यम्
गीर्वाणैर्दध्यमानो दशमुखनिधनं कोसलेश्वस्य शृङ्गे पुत्रीयामिष्टिमिष्ट्वा ददुषि दशरथक्ष्माभृते पायसाग्र्यम् गीर्वाणैर्दध्यमानो दशमुखनिधनं कोसलेश्वस्य शृङ्गे पुत्रीयामिष्टिमिष्ट्वा Dadushi Dasharathaksmabrute Payasagryam.
Sujata Gauru, that first line, small correction, Vrishya Shringe. Okay.
Okay. Kosaleshvashya Shringe.
No, you are saying Vrishya, it's Vrishya.
Can you tell again?
So you are saying Kosalesh Vrishya Shringe, you are saying, Vra, you are using, it's Vrishya Shringe.
Okay. Kosalesha Vrishya Shringe. Okay.
Yeah. Tad Bhuktya Tat Purandhrishwapi, comma, Tisrishu Samam Jata Garbhasu Jato, comma, Ramas Tvam Lakshmanena, comma, Swayamata Bharatenapi Shatrugna Namna. Tadbhuktya tatpurandhrishwapi tisrishu samam jata garbhasu jato ramastvam lakshmanena swayamata bharatenapi shatrugna namna.
तद्भुक्त्या तत्पुरन्धीष्वपि तिसृषु समं जातगर्भासु जातो रामस्त्वं लक्ष्मणेन स्वयमथ भरतेनापि शत्रुघ्ननाम्ना तद्भुक्त्या तत्पुरन्ध्रीष्वपि तिसृषु समं जातगर्भासु जातो रामस्त्वं लक्ष्मणेन स्वयमथ भरतेनापि शत्रुघ्ननाम्ना
Adhyukta Tatparandrishvapi Trisrishu Samam Jata Garbhasu Jato Ramastvam Lakshmanena Swayamatha Bharatena Pishatrugna Namna Tadbhuktya Tatparandrishvapi Tisrishu Samam Jata Garbhasu Jato Ramastvam Lakshmanena Swayamatha Bharatena Pishatrugna Namna.
Answer 2. Kodandi Kaushikasya Krativaramavitum Lakshmanenanuyato Yato Bhustata Vacha Munikatitamanoddvandva Shantadvakhedaha Nrinam Tranaya Bhanaihi Munivachana Bala Tatakam Patayetva Labdvasmadastrajalam Munivanavagamo Devasiddhashramakyam. Like he said, a lot of things get condensed in every stanza. Each of it is a story of its own, right? So we'll only touch on what it is, not go into the story itself. So Rama and Lakshmana are growing up. So Vishwamitra comes one day to Dasharatha and say that, I'm performing all this, yajna and everything in the forest. There's a lot of these people who keep coming and disrupting my yajna, right? And this primarily led by this Tataka is a demoness who's coming and doing it, and her emissaries and her children and everybody, and they are all somehow related to or friends with Ravana, right? So then Dasharatha says, okay, I will come. So he says, I don't need you, I need your son Rama to come with me, right? So and Dasharatha says, Rama is so young and all this. He says, I'll take care, right? So anyway, he says, I need Rama to come. So Rama then takes his bow, which is Kodanda bow. And everywhere Rama goes, Lakshmana has to go as well, right? So Lakshmana also joins Rama, and they both go. Now they have to walk for several days without food and survive without food. So here it says Vishwamitra teaches this a mantra to them called as Bala and Atibala mantra. I don't know what that mantra is either, but those are the two mantras which Vishwamitra teaches them, so that they are able to sustain this law, endure through several days of not eating and everything, and to protect. Anyway, they go there, they get rid of Tataka, but this Tataka is also the mother of Maricha and everything, right? Who are going to come later. So anyway, the Tataka demoness is gotten rid of, and then you get a lot of blessings from the sage and instructions on. He gets many more weapons and everything as blessings, and then finally go to the hermitage named Siddhashrama. That's why in the last one, Agamo Deva Siddhashram Akyam. So Siddhashrama is the name of the ashrama where they go, where all of this yajnas are happening. Kodandi Kaushikasya Kratuvaram avitum, comma, Lakshmane nanu yato, comma, yato bhus tata vacha, comma, muni katita manu dvandva shantadva khedaha. So some words are easy to split and comes very nicely. So this one is a long word, but it breaks nicely. Kodandhi kaushikasya kratuvaramavittum lakshmanenanuyato yato bhustata vacha munikatita manu dvandva shantadva khedaha.
Kodandi kaushikasya kratuvaramavittum lakshmanenanuyato yato bhustata vacha munikatita manudvandva shantadva khedaha. Kodandi kaushikasya kratuvaramavittum lakshmanenanuyato yato bhustata vacha munikatita manudvandva shantadva khedaha.
Kodandi kaushikasya kratuvaramavitum lakshmanenanuyato yato bhustata vacha munikatita manudvandva shantadva khedaha. Kodandi kaushikasya kratuvaramavitum lakshmanenanuyato yato bhustata vacha munikatita manudvandva shantadva khedaha.
Nrinam Tranaya Banaihi. So on top of the next word mu, there is a ir. You remove the top, put a visarga and a comma. Banaihi, comma. Muni Vachana Balat Tatakam Patayitva, comma. Labdhvasmad Astrajalam. If you want to break it, the da you can break it if you want. Labdhvasmad Astrajalam, comma. Muni Vanam Agamo Deva Siddhashram Akyam. Nrinham Tranaya Banaihi Muni Vachana Bhala Tatakam Patayetva Labdhvasmadastrajalam Muni Vanam Agamo Deva Siddhashram
Runam tranaya banaihi munivachana balat tatakam patayitva labdhvasmad astrajalam nivanam agamano deva siddhashramakhyam. Nunam tranaya banaihi munivachana balat tatakam patayitva labdhvasmad astrajalam nivanam agamano deva siddhashramakhyam.
Sundari, in the fourth line, the Muni Vanam Agamo, you are adding an extra na somewhere.
Yeah, there's a typo here, so I'm trying to correct it. Muni Vanam Agamano.
Muni Vanam Agamo.
Agamo. Oh yeah, okay. There's a no here. Munivanam agamo. Agama.
Yeah. Agama. Agama is to come. So you have to go. So Munivanam agamo. Yeah.
Agamo. Okay.
Yeah.
Agamo. Munivanam agamo.
Yeah.
नॄणां त्राणाय बाणैः मुनिवचन बलात्ताटकां पाटयित्वा लब्ध्वा स्मादस्त्रजालं मुनिवनमगमो देवसिद्धाश्रमाख्यम् नॄणां त्राणाय बाणैः मुनिवचन बलात्ताटकां पाटयित्वा लब्ध्वा स्मादस्त्रजालं मुनिवनमगमो देवसिद्धाश्रमाख्यम्
Stanza 3. Maricham drabhayitva makashirasi sharaihi anyaraksham sinignan kalyam kurvanna halyam patipadarajasa prapya vaideha geham bhindanaschandrachudam dhanuh avanisutam indirameva labdhva rajyam pratishthatastvam tribirapi cha samam bhratruvirais sadharaihi. So you can hear a lot of things. So first, when he goes to the Vishwamitra's Siddhashram. So all the all the demons, everybody's coming. So Rama and Lakshmana are getting rid of everybody. However, they do not kill one demon. This Maricha who comes, they just drive him away. They do not get rid of him. So the question is, why didn't they get rid of him then? Because if they had gotten rid of him then there will be no abduction and then no getting rid of Ravana, right? So all of that happens for a reason. So Maricha was let go, or they did not do anything to him. They just drove him away, right? And Maricha then eventually ran away from there. So all of that happened, and all the people who were destroying the Havan, everything, they got rid of all of them. On the way back, you purified Ahalya. So this Ahalya is the wife of the sage Gautama Maharshi. So this Indra, sometimes he just comes to disrupt when he is jealous. There's always a little bit of jealousy that exists at the demigod's layer, right? So he comes disguised as Gautama Maharshi, as Ahalya's husband, and then he tricked Ahalya by coming to her house. So when Gautama Maharshi comes to know about it, he still curses Ahalya on top of that. So she then becomes a stone. So when Rama was coming back, so that's why it says that you, with just from the purified Ahalyam Kalyam Kurvan Ahalyam, with just the dust of your feet, you are able to purify Ahalya, and she was able to come back. And so that was a blessing that Ahalya got, and that's the reason she was there and she got liberated. So after all this, then comes back, Rama comes back, and then finally you go to Vaideha Geham. So you go to the land of Videha, Janaka, which is Nepal, right? Which is where the Swayamvaram is going to be happening. So this Vaidehi, who is nothing but, she is Mahalakshmi herself, right? So Mahalakshmi, again, like I said, everybody incarnates along with the Lord every time. So Mahalakshmi Swayam incarnates as Sita, and so you all know about the Swayamvaram. Rama goes, breaks the bow, he gets married to Sita and all that. So all of that, and then you come along with your brothers, and they also get married. Bharata, Shatrughna, Lakshmana also get married, and all of you then come back to Ayodhya. So Maricham Dravayitva Makha Shirasi Sharaihi. So the Ra that is there, we're going to remove it, put a Visarga and a comma, Sharaihi. Next word starts with the A. Anya Rakshamsi Nignan, comma, Kalyam Kurvanna Halyam. So double na there, Kurvanna Halyam, comma, Pati Padarajasa, comma again, Prapya Vaideha Geham. Maricham dravayitva makashirasi sharaihi anyarakshamsi nignan kalyam kurvanna halyam patipadarajasa prapya vaideha geham.
Maricham dravayitva makashirasi sharaihi anyaraksham sinignan kalyam kurvanna halyam pathir padarajasa prapya vaideha geham. Maricham dravayitva makashirasi sharaihi anyraksham sinignan kalyam kurvanna halyam pathir padarajasa prapya vaideha geham.
Mari Chandravayitva Makashirasi Sharaihi Anyaraksham Sinignan कल्यां कुर्वन्न कल्यां पथिपदरजसा प्राप्य वैदेहगेहम् मारीचन्द्रावयित्वा मखशिरसि शरैः अन्यरक्षांसि निघ्नन् कल्यां कुर्वन्न हल्यां पथिपदरजसा प्राप्य वैदेहगेहम्
Bhindanash Chandra Chudam Dhanuhu. So the Ra that is there, remove it, put a Visarika and a comma, Dhanuhu, comma. Next word starts with the A. Avani Sutam Indiram Eva Labdhva. Avani Sutam Indiram Eva Labdhva, comma. Rajyam Pratishthatastvam, comma. Tribirapi Cha Samam Bhratruvirais Sadaraihi. Bhratru, brother, so Bhratruvirais Sadaraihi. Bhindanaschandrachudam dhanuh avanisutaam indiramev labdhva rajyam pratishthatastvam tribirapi cha samam bhratruvirais sadaraihi.
भिन्दानश्चान्द्रचूडं धनुः अवनिसुताम् इन्दिरामेव लब्ध्वा राज्यं प्रातिष्ठतास्त्वं त्रिभिरपि च समं भ्रातृवीरैः सदारैः भिन्दानश्चान्द्रचूडं धनुः अवनिसुताम् इन्दिरामेव लब्ध्वा राज्यं प्रातिष्ठतास्त्वं त्रिभिरपि च समं भ्रातृवीरैः सदारैः
भिन्दानचान्द्रचूडं धनुः आवनिसुताम् इन्दिरामेव लब्ध्वा राज्यं प्रातिष्ठधास्त्वं त्रिभिरपि च समं भ्रातृवीरैः सदारैः
Bhratruvirais.
भिन्दानचान्द्रचूडं धनुः आवनिसुताम् इन्दिरामेव लब्ध्वा राज्यं प्रातिष्ठधास्त्वं त्रिभिरपि च समं भ्रातृवीरैः सदारैः
Can support. Arundhane Rushandhe Bhrigukulaltilake Sankramaya Swatejo Yate Yatosya Yodhya Sukamiha Nivasan Kantaya Kantamurte Shatrughne Naikadato Gatavati Bharate Matulasya Divasam Tatarabdho Bhishekah Tava Kila Bihatah Kekaya Dhisha Putriya. So there is a encounter that happens, or a clash that happens between Rama and Parashurama, which happens here. So we are going to see more details of that in the next 36th Dashakam when we're learning about Parashurama Avatar, right? But I'll just quickly tell what ends up happening. So when the Dhanu, the bow which Rama had strung and broke, was actually a bow which was gifted to Parashurama by Lord Shiva. So when Parashurama came to know that that bow was broken, then and Parashurama was also on a getting rid of the Kshatriyas. He was getting rid of all the Kshatriyas, and finally he reaches Ayodhya. Right, that was the very few Kshatriyas were left at that time. So he finally reaches Ayodhya, and there he encounters Rama. So then he says, then when Rama is able to string or break another bow which Parashurama had got from Mahavishnu himself, then Parashurama also realizes that this is also my avataram. Like the one thing to understand here is the Lord does not have 10 avatarams. Yes, hundreds of avatarams. We may not know. At that time, there was a Valmiki, there was a Vedavyasa who was able to write about identifying that there is an avataram going on. Right? We also had such saints. So now each of these avataram has different levels of potencies, right? Because it's for a certain purpose. Only Krishna avataram, when we see later, we'll realize that is a full potency. So here, even Parashurama avataram was there for a very specific purpose. Rama avataram is there for a very specific purpose, right? So here, this was nothing to say that this is better than the other or something is not good or anything. It is just that each of them served a different purpose. And it's just an incarnation the Lord takes. So here Parashurama then realizes that this is also my incarnation, or the incarnation of Narayana. So he then hands, and his role was done, because all the Kshatriyas he had gotten eliminated. This Rama was the main one, or the Ayodhya, Dasharatha, where some of the few people left, right? So what he does is he gives off all his powers over to Rama, saying, okay, now the rest of the things you carry on, right? So and then he gives all the energy to Rama itself, and then Parashurama leaves. Parashurama is still there, but he stops. He goes into meditation, which we'll see in the next chapter. So anyway, so all of that happens, and then you come back. Then you are back with Sita. Sukhamiha nivasan. You are all resting nicely in Ayodhya. Everybody's happy in Ayodhya, and that was the time when then you all know about the boon that Kekayadhisha Putriya. Kekaya is the land, kingdom of Kekaya. The king of Kekaya had a daughter Kaikeyi. So instead of saying Kaikeyi, he's saying Kekayadhisha Putriya. So she had that boon with Dasharatha, as you all know. So one of the days when Bharata and Shatrughna had gone to their mama's house, Dasharatha somehow felt this was the right time to announce coronation of Rama, right? So you all know the backstory is there, and then how Kaikeyi then comes and obstructs it. So all of that is kind of said here in a single line, that it gets obstructed. Dasharatha then puts your Abhishekam, your coronation, he announces. However, it was blocked by Kaikeyi. Arundhane Rushandhe, Bhrigu Kula Tilake. Bhrigu Kula Tilake is someone who's come in the clan of Bhrigu, which is Parashurama. So, Sankramaya Swatejo, Yate Yatosya Yodhyam. Yat, because Ayodhya word is coming, but it is mixed with the other word. So, Yatosya Yodhyam, Sukamiha Nivasan, Kantaya Kantamurte. Arundhane Rushandhe Bhrigukulatillake Sankramaya Swatejo Yade Yatosya Yodhyam Sukamiha Nivasan Kantaya Kantamurte.
Arundhane Rushandhe Bhrigukulatillake Sankramaya Swatejo Yate Yatosya Yodhyam Sukhamiha Nivasan Kantaya Kantamurte. Arundhane Rushandhe Bhrigukulatillake Sankramaya Swatejo Yate Yatosya Yodhyam Sukhamiha Nivasan Kantaya Kantamurte.
Arundhane Rushandhe Bhrigukulatillake Sankramaya Swadejo Yate Yatosya Yodhyam Sukhamiha Nivasan Kantaya Kantamurte. Arundhane Rushandhe Bhrigukulatillake Sankramaya Swadejo Swatejo Yate Yatosya Yodhyam Sukhamiha Nivasan Kantaya Kantamurte.
Shatrughne Naikadatho, that word together, Shatrughne Naikadatho, Gatavati Bharate, Matulasyadhivasam, Tata Rabdhobhishekaha. So that word Abhisheka, you have to say it together along with that. So Tata Rabdhobhishekaha. So that is there, remove it, put a visarga and a comma. Shekaha. Tava Kila Vihataha, put a ich sound, Vihatah. Kekayadhisha Putriya. Shatrughne Naikadato Gatavati Bharate Matulasyadhivasam Tatarabdhobhishekah Tava Kila Vihatah Kekayadhisha Putriya.
Shatrughne Naikadato Gatavati Bharate Matulasyadhivasam Tata Rabdhobhishekah Tava Kila Vihatah Kekayadhisha Putriya. Shatrughne Naikadato Gatavati Bharate Matulasyadhivasam Tata Rabdhobhishekah Tava Kila Vihatah Kekayadhisha Putriya.
Shatrughne Naikadato Gatavati Bharate Matulasyadhivasam Tatarabdhobhishekah Tava Kila Vihata Kekayadhisha Putriya. शत्रुघ्नेनैकदाथो गतवति भरते मातुलस्याधिवासं तातारब्धोऽभिषेकः तव किल विहतः केकयाधीशपुत्र्या.
Sounds fine. तातोक्त्या यातु कामो वनम् अनुजवधू संयुतश्चापधारः पौराणारुद्य मार्गे गुहनिलय गतः त्वं जटाचीरधारी नावासन्तीर्य गङ्गाम् अधिपदवि पुनस्तम्भरद्वाजमारात् नत्वा तद्वाक्यहेतोः अतिसुखमवसश्चित्रकूटे गिरीन्द्रे. So it's obvious. So Kaikeyi, that conversation has happened in the previous stanza. So here, Tatoktya. Tata means in Sanskrit it means father. In Tamil it means grandfather. But Tata in the Sanskrit is father. So for to keep up the word that your father had committed, although Dasharatha didn't want Rama to go, but he had committed. So to just uphold that word that Dasharatha had said, so Rama now decides to go to the forest along with Anuja, along with his brother Lakshmana, and also Vadu, his married bride Sita as well. So you all know how Lakshmana was insistent, Rama said no, but Lakshmana said I'm absolutely going to follow. Then and all that promises that are made. So anyway, Lakshmana, Sita, and Rama, then all of them leave. But of course, all the citizens of Ayodhya don't want them to leave, right? So they keep following them, right? And so at some point, Rama then tells them that they have to go back. He insists on them going back, and then finally he comes to Guha Nilaya Gataha. He then comes to the house of Guha. So this Guha then helps him cross over Ganges, right, to go to the other side. So at that time already Rama has decided, I'm going to the forest. So Jata Chiradari, he is already wearing the appropriate dress to go to the forest, right? So he has matted hair and he's wearing tree bark as clothes and everything is already changed and it's in that costume, right? So anyway, they Guha Nilaya Gataha, they then with the Nava in the boat, they cross Ganga and they go meet sage Bharadwaja. So you go to the Bharadwaja's ashramam, and then Bharadwaja gives them some instructions, and Bharadwaja then tells them you have to go to this a mountain called Chitrakuta. So then they go into this mountain place called Chitrakuta where they go sit. So I saw a very nice video on WhatsApp which was circulating, which was showing the entire journey that Rama took. I'll see if I can find that and send it out. So it maps over the map of India where Chitrakuta is, where Bharadwaja ashram was, where Guha was, where Ganges, all of that stuff. Anyway, so they all come to Chitrakuta mountain. Tatoktya yatu kamo vanam. So put that im there and a comma, vanam. Next word starts with a. Anuja vadhu samyutash chapa dharaha, comma. Paura narudya marge, comma. Guha nilaya gataha. So that is there. Remove it, put a visarga, comma. Guha nilaya gataha. Tvam jatachira dhari. Tatoktya yatu kamo vanam Anujavadhu samyutaschapdharah Paurana marge Guhanilaya gatah Tvam jata chiradhari.
Tatoktya yatu kamo vanam Anujavadhu samyutaschapdharah Paurana marge Guhanilaya gatah Tvam jata chiradhari. Tatoktya yatu kamo vanam Anujavadhu samyutaschapdharah Paurana marge Guhanilaya gatah Tvam jata chiradhari.
Tatoktya yatu kamo vanam Anujavadhu samyutachapadharaha Paurana marge Guhanilaya gataha Tvam jata chiradhari. Tatoktya yatu kamo vanam Anujavadhu samyutachapadharaha Paurana marge Guhanilaya gataha Tvam jata chiradhari.
That in the first line, Sujata Garu, samyutash ish sound.
Samyutaschapdharah.
Yeah, yeah. Nava santirya gangam. So the ma that is there, you break it, put the im first, gangam, that comma. Next word starts with a. Adi padavi punas tam Bharadvajam Arath. Put a it at the end of that line. Bharadvajam Arath. And then a comma. Next line, you have two nas, one of the na goes away. So natva tad vakya hetoho. So the ra, again remove that, visarga and a comma. Tad vakya hetoho, comma. Ati sukhama vasash chitra kute girindre. So ati sukhama vasash. Some books, if you have vasaha, then put a ish to join. Vasash chitra kute girindre. नत्वा नाभासन्तीर्य गंगाम् अधिपदवि पुनस्तं भरद्वाजमारात् नत्वा तद्वाक्य हेतोः अतिसुखमवसश्चित्रकूटे गिरीन्द्रे
नावासन्तीर्य गंगाम् अधिपदवि पुनस्तं भरद्वाजम् आरात् नत्वा तद्वाक्य हेतोः अतिसुखम वसश्चित्रकूटे गिरीन्द्रे नावासन्तीर्य गंगाम् अधिपदवि पुनस्तं भरद्वाजमारात् नत्वा तद्वाक्य हेतोः अतिसुखमवसश्चित्रकूटे गिरीन्द्रे
नावासन्तीर्य गंगाम् अधिपदवि पुनस्तं भरद्वाजमारातु नत्वा तद्वाक्य हेतोः अतिसुखमवश्चित्रकूटे गिरीन्द्रे
अतिसुखमवसश्
अतिसुखमवशश्चित्रकूटे गिरीन्द्रे नावासन्तीर्य गंगाम् अधिपदवि पुनस्तं भरद्वाजमारातु नत्वा तद्वाक्य हेतोः अतिसुखमवसश्चित्रकूटे गिरीन्द्रे.
The third line after Gangam, there is a comma, okay? Pause after.
Oh, yeah, Ganga. Oh, okay. Okay.
Stanza 6. Shrutva putrarti khinnam khalu bharatamukhat swargayatam swatatam tapto dadvambutasmai nidatita bharate padukam medinim cha atrim natva tagatva vanamati vipulam dandakam chandakayam hatva daityam viradham sugati makalayas charu bhoshara bhangi. So again, 3 or 4 stories mentioned here. So one is, so you are aware, so then Bharata, when he comes to know that Rama has left, he says he doesn't want the kingdom, so he then comes to meet Rama. So that's when Bharata is telling Rama that Dasharatha has passed away, right? So Swargayatam Swatatam, his father, your father has now gone to heaven, right? He's saying your father has passed away. So with that, then Rama is of course extremely tormented, so then he does whatever tarpanam and everything he has to do, Rama does that, and then he says, I'm not still going to come back to the kingdom. And then Padukam, he then gives his sandals, which Bharata then takes and go puts it. So you all know that story. So after all of that is done, so then they go and meet sage Atri. So they go meet all the sages who are all there during that period, right? Who are there for during all periods. It's just not visible for us, right? So, but for Rama, they're all visible. So Rama goes and meets all of them. So then they have a couple of other encounters. So there's a sage called as Sharabhanga, which is the last one, Sharabhangin. So that sage has done so many austerities that he was ready to get into Indraloka, ready to get into the next world, right? Demigods level Indraloka. So Indra is like waiting for him, right? Saying you have met all your requirements, you have met everything, you can now come. You just decide when you want to come and you can come to Indraloka. But the Sharabhangi says no. Rama is going to come, right? And because they all know, like we said, the rishis know when avatarams are happening and who the avatarams are. So Sharabhangi says, I want to first meet Rama and I want to leave my body only in the presence of Rama. So Indra is waiting, but Sharabhangi doesn't come. So Indra then leaves, and when Rama finally comes, then Sharabhangi tells Rama that I want to leave my body in your presence, right? So then he lights up a fire, and then he gets into the fire and gives up his body in Rama's presence. He says that is the liberation I want, not go with Indra to heaven. So that is the story of Sharabhangi. But again, Bhattacharya is just giving very quickly, you give liberation to Sharabhangi, right? Then the other thing, what else is happening in this? Oh, Daityam Viradam. There is another demon called Virada who first tries to abduct Sita in the forest. But then, when Rama and Lakshmana start chasing, then he leaves Sita and lifts both Rama and Lakshmana like Hanuman did, and he starts running with them. But Rama and Lakshmana then get rid of him. So that is another, Daitya is Asura, Viradam, who's getting rid of here. Shrutva putrarti khinnam khalu, Bharata mukat swargayatam swatatam, Actually, let's just switch. I think we are halfway through. Sorry. Vasanta Garu, you can be a student, and Ram, you can be a student. Shrutva putrarti khinnam khalu, Bharata mukat swargayatam swatatam, tapto datvambu tasmai, nidadhita bharate padukam medinim cha. Shrutva putrarti khinnam khalu bharatamukat swargayatam swatatam tapto datvambu tasmai nidadhita bharate padukam medinim cha.
Shrutva putrarti khinnam khalu bharatamukat swargayatam swatatam tapto datvambu tasmai nidhadita bharate padukam medinim cha. Shrutva putrarti khinnam khalu bharatamukhat swargayatam swatatam tapto datvambu tasmai nidhadita bharate padukam medinim cha.
Rutva putrati khinnam khalu bharatamukhat swargayatam swatatam tapto datvambu tasmai nidaditha bharate padukam medinim cha. Shrutva putrati khinnam khalu bharatamukhat swargayatam swatatam tapto datvambu tasmai nidadhita bharate padukam medinim cha.
The second line after tasmai there is a comma, okay? Second line.
Yes.
Atrim natvata gatva, vanamati vipulam dandakam chandakayam, hatva daityam viradham, sugatim akalayash, if you want to break it, sugatim akalayash charu bhoho is there, put a ish, bhosh shara bhangim. Atrim natvata gatva vanamati vipulam dandakam chandakayam hatva daityam viradham sugatim akalayash charu bhosh shara bhangim.
Atrim natva tatat gatva vanamati vipulam dandakam chandakayam hatva daityam viradham sugati makalayas charu bhoshara bhangim. Atrim natva tagatva vanamati vipulam dandakam chandakayam hatva daityam viradham sugati makalayas charu bhoshara bhangim.
Atrim natva thagatva vanamati vipulam dandakam chandakayam hatva daityam viradham sugati makalayaschcharu bhoshara bhangim. Atrim natva thagatva vanamati vipulam dandakam chandakayam hatva daityam viradham sugati makalayaschcharu bhoshara bhangim.
Answer 7. Natva gastyam samasta shara nikara sapatrakritim tapasebhyah pratyashraushif prihaishi tadanucha munina vaishnave divya chape brahmastre chapi dhatte pati pitru suhrudam vikshya bhuyo jatayum modat godatatante pariramasi pura panchavatyam vadotya. So like we're saying, like when such big avatarams happen, the sages also make themselves available to those avatarams. And same thing will also happen, Krishna avataram and everything. So here, next person he meets is Sage Agastya, right? So now Sage Agastya, Rama meets, gets, his blessings and everything. And then, Agastya then also gives Rama some instructions about, where atrocities are happening and what to do and everything. And then Sage Agastya then blesses Rama with the Vaishnava, so Vaishnava, the Vaishnava Bho along with the Brahmastra. That's how Rama gets Brahmastra as well. So Agastya is giving him all these things, to saying you need to use these to get rid of some of the Daityas who are all there. So after he gets all this, then he comes and meets Jatayu, right? So Jatayu, general belief is he meets Jatayu later on when Jatayu sees Ravana abducting Sita. But Jatayu is actually Dasharatha's friend. And so when Rama actually meets Jatayu, then Jatayu comes to know about Dasharatha passing away, and he knows Rama, Sita, everything, and Rama meets with Jatayu at that point. So after all of that is done, then Rama departs, and then finally he comes to Panchavati. So he comes to on the banks of Godavari, he comes to Panchavati, and then there they decide to settle down for a while, right? Along with Lakshmana and Sita, they reside there now. So Natva Gastyam, Samasta Shara Nikara Sapa Prakritim Tapasebhyaha, So one comma after Natva Agastyam, second comma at the very end of the line, Tapasebhyaha. Pratyashraushih, put a F, Pratyashraushih Priyaishi, Tadanu cha Munina Vaishnave Divya Chape. Natva Agastyam Samasta Sharanikara Sapatrakritim Tapasebhyah Pratyashraushih Priyaishi Tadanucha Munina Vaishnave Divya Chape.
Natva Gastyam Samastashara Nikara Sapatrakritim Tapasebhyah Pratyeshrav Shri Priyaishi Tadanucha Munina Vaishnave Divya Chape. Natva Gastyam Samastashara Nikara Sapatrakritim Tapasebhyah Pratyeshrav Shri Priyaishi Tadanucha Munina Vaishnave Divya Chape.
Natvaagastyam samasta sharanikara sapatrakrutim tapasebhyaha pratyashraushi priyaishi tadanucha munina vaishnave divya chape. Natvaagastyam samasta sharanikara sapatrakrutim tapasebhyaha pratyashraushi priyaishi Tadanucha munina Vaishnave divya chape.
Brahmastre chapi datte, pati pitru suhrudam vikshya bhuyo jatayum, modat goda tatante, pari ramasi pura, again, panchavatyam vadhutya. Brahmastre chapi datte Pati Pitra Suhridam Vikshya Bhuyo Jatayum Modat Godatatante Pariramasi Pura Panchavatyam Vadhutyam.
Brahmastre chapi datte Pati Pitra Suhridam Vikshya Bhuyo Jatayum Modat Godatatante Pariramasi Pura Panchavatyam Vadhutyam. Brahmastre chapi datte Pati Pitra Suhridam Vikshya Bhuyo Jatayum Modat Godatatante Pariramasi Pura Panchavatyam Vadhutya.
Brahmastre chapi datte Pati Pitru Suhrudam Viksha Bhuyo Jatayum Modat Godatatante Pariramasi Pura Panchavatyam Vadhutyam. Brahmastre chapi datte Pati Pitru Suhrudam Viksha Bhuyo Jatayum Modat Godatatante Pariramasi Pura Panchavatyam Vadhutya.
Sounds it. Praptahya Shurpanakyah Madana Chaladhriter Artanair Nissahatma Tam Saumitro Visrujya Prabalatam Tena Nirluna Nasam Drishtvainam Rushtachitam Karamabipatitam Dushanam Chatrimurdham Vyahim Sira Sharanapyayuta Samadikan Takshanad Akshatoshma. So now coming to the crux, right? So now Shurpanaka finally now is approaching. So they're all in Panchavati. So then Shurpanaka is first approaching. So you all know. Then she first approaches Rama. Rama says, I'm already with my wife. I'm not interested. Then she goes to Lakshmana, And then Lakshmana also says nose, but she keeps compelling, and then Lakshmana then chops off her nose. So then she shows her original form, and then she disappears. So there are this Shurpanaka has two brothers called Kar and Dushan, and they are also, all of them are Ravana's cousins. So Kar and Dushan are Shurpanaka's brothers. So this Kar, Dushan, and that's why it says Karam Abhipatitam Dushanam Cha Trimurdam. So there are one more person comes, and all three, they also get killed. And then Ayuta Samadhikan, so more than 10,000 of these demons who all were harassing people in that entire area, all emissaries of Ravana, that's the main purpose of this, was to get cleansed from all of these demons who are there, including Ravana, but all the others, people who are in the field level also. So all of them finally also are getting destroyed, and then you kill more than 10,000 of these demons, and to bring peace to the region there. So Praptayaha, put a ish, Praptayash, Shurpanakyaha. If you don't have a visarga, put a visarga there and a comma, Shurpanakyaha. Madana Chala Dhriter Arthanair, if you want to break it, Dhriter Arthanair Nissahatma, comma. Tam Saumitrau Visrijya, comma. Prabalatama Rusha, or you can say it together, Prabalatama Rusha, Tena Nirluna Nasam. Praptahya Shurpanakyaha Madana Chaladhriter Artanair Nissahatma Tam Saumitrau Visrujya Prabalatam Tena Nirluna Nasam.
Praptaya Shurpanakyaha Madana Chaladhriter Artanair Nissahatma Tam Saumitrau Visrujya Prabalatam Tena Nirluna Nasam. Praptaya Shurpanakyaha Madana Chaladhriter Artanair Nissahatma Tam Saumitrau Visrujya Prabalatam Tena Nirluna Nasam.
Praptaya Shurpanakyaha Madana Jaladhrute Rartharair Nissahatma Tam Saumitro Visrujya Prabalatam Tena Nirluna Nasam. Praptaya Shurpanakyaha Madana Jaladhrute Rartharair Nissahatma Tam Saumitro Visrujya Prabalatam Tena Nirluna Nasam.
Dushtvainam, there's a it sound there, Dushtvainam, Rushta Chittam, comma, Karam Abhipatitam, Dushanam Cha Trimurdham, comma. So the next word is it's a long word, it's a little difficult to break it, but Vyahim, so you have to kind of try to say the whole thing together if possible. Vyahim Sira Sharanap Yayuta Samadhikan. So the is that is there after ka, before tat, you replace that is with the in and then put a comma. So Vyahim Sira Sharanap Yayuta Samadhikan, in, comma. Tat Kshanat Akshatoshma. Drishtvainham Rushtachitam Karamabhipatitam Dushanam Chatrimurdham Vyahim Sira Sharanap Yayuta Samadhikan Takshana Dakshatoshma.
Drishtvainam Rushtachittam Karamabhipatitam Dushanam Chatrimurdham Vyahim Sira Sharanap Yayuta Samadhikan Tatkshanad Dakshatoshma.
Takshana, sorry, if you're breaking at Kshanat, then it becomes Akshatoshma. Tatkshana Akshatoshma. If you break, or you can say it together, Tatkshana Akshatoshma.
Okay. Drishtvainam Rushtachittam Karamabhipatitam Dushanam Chatrimurdham Vyahim Sira Sharanapyayuta Samadhikan Tatkshanad Dakshatoshma.
Drishtvainam Rushtachittam Karamabhipatitam Doshanam Chatrimurdham Vyahim Sira Saranapyayuta Samadhikan Takshana Dakshatoshma. Drishtvainam Rushtachittam खरमभिपतितं दूषणं च त्रिमूर्धं व्याहिंसीराशरानप्ययुतसमधिकान् तक्षणादक्षतोष्मा.
Stanza 9. सोधर्या प्रोक्तवार्ता विवश दशमुखादिष्ट मारीच माया सारंगम सारसाक्ष्या स्पृहितमनुगतः प्रावधीर्बाणघातम् तन्माया क्रन्द निर्ज्ञापित भवदनुजां रावणस्तामहर्षीत् तेनार्तोऽपि त्वमन्तः किमपि मुदमदाः तद्मधोपायलाभात्. So the Shurpanaka, there is actually a backstory. So the Shurpanaka, she wanted to marry a person, I think Vidyujiva or something like that. And however, Ravana did not want her to marry that person for whatever, some enmity or something. But Shurpanaka went against Ravana's wishes and she ends up marrying. Now, accidentally or intentionally, whatever, Ravana ends up killing that person, Shurpanaka's husband. So Shurpanaka actually had this thing in her mind that, you know, Ravana killed my husband and made me a widow. So she wanted to actually take a revenge against Ravana. So when she comes and meets Rama, Lakshmana and Sita, and she sees this Rama and Lakshmana have killed Ayuta Samadhikan, we saw last time, have killed more than 10,000 of these demons. She saw how powerful both of these people were. And she felt the only way to get rid of Ravana is to get Ravana into a battle with Rama. So sometimes, you know, when all these big mega villains are there, there's always somebody in the inner circle who's always plotting. You know, they know the trigger points and they know how to plot to get rid of this, right? So she goes and tells Ravana, I met this really beautiful lady and she should be sitting in your palace. But instead, she's sitting in a forest with some other, you know, like a guy who's dressed in bark and tree bark and everything. So she then suggests to Ravana that you go, right? So then Ravana is now thinking, no, Ravana, of course, first step, he won't go. So he then tells this Maricha, who was let go initially in the Vishwamitra ashram, to say, you go and you go trick. Now, Maricha knows, even he also knows, like Shurpanaka, he knows the strength that Rama and Lakshmana are there. And he knows it's going to be a futile attempt of him going. But then he decides, you know what, if I'm going to die, I would rather die at the hands of Rama than die at the hands of Ravana by not going. So that's when Maricha then decides that, okay, I'm going to take this Maya Sarangam. I'm going to take this form of this elusive deer, which is going to attract Sita. So then he comes as a form of a deer, and Sita sees the deer, she wants the deer, Rama runs behind, right? And then Rama hits it with a bow, and then the deer screams out like Rama, he calls out Lakshmana's name, and then Lakshmana says, I know my brother, any demon who is there, my brother can handle it. But Sita is insistent that Lakshmana has to go and help him out. All of that conversation is a long conversation that happens. And finally, Lakshmana goes, he does the Lakshman Rekha and everything, he goes. And then Ravana comes and abducts Sita. So all of that is condensed in this stanza. So here, Bhartrihari says, you know Rama. No, how is it that you will not know? Of course, you know what is going to happen. But again, that vadhopaya labhat, it was required because that was the reason for you to now go and meet with Ravana and get rid of him. So it kind of in a indirect way, a direct way, helped you meet your mission or to help your goal. So that was actually, a blessing that had to happen for you to go and meet Ravana. So Sodarya Prokta Varta Vivasha Dasha Mukhadishta Maricha Maya, and then put a plus. So the whole line is together, put a plus and then Sarangam, and then put a comma in the second line. Sara Sakshya Sprihitam Anugataha is there, put a F, Sprihitam Anugatah Pravadhir Bana Ghatam. Sodharya Prokta Varta Vivasha Dashamukhadishta Maricha Maya Sarangam Sarasakshya Sprihitam Anugatah Pravadhir Bana Ghatam.
Sodarya Proktavarta Vivasha Dashamukha Dishtamari Maya Sarangam Sarasakshya Sprihitamanugatav Pravadhir Banaghatam. Sodarya Proktavarta Vivasha Dashamukha Dishtamari Maya Sarangam Sarasakshya Sprihitamanugatav Pravadhir Banaghatam.
सोदर्या प्रोक्तवार्ता विवशदशमुखादिष्टमारीच माया सारङ्गं सारसाक्ष्या स्पृहितमनुगतः प्रावधीर्बाणघातम् सोदर्या प्रोक्तवार्ता विवशदशमुखादिष्टमारीच माया सारङ्गं सारसाक्ष्या स्पृहितमनुगतः प्रावधीर्बाणघातम्
तन्माया क्रन्द निर्यापित भवदनुजां, Ravanastamahārshīt. Put it at the end of the line. Ravanastamahārshīt, Next time there's two, there's one more extra it, you can remove it. So tenartopi tvamantaha, kimapi muda madhaha. That is you can remove, put a visarga under comma, muda madaha. Tad vadhopaya labhat. Tad vada upaya, tad vadhopaya labhat. Tanmaya kranda nirgyapita bhavadanuja Ravanastamahārshīt tenartopi tvamantaha kimapi mudamadhaha tadvadhopaya labhat.
तन्मायाक्रन्दनिर्यापितभवदनुजां रावणस्तामहर्षीत् तेनार्तोऽपि त्वमन्तः किमपि मुदमधाः तद्वधोपायलाभात् तन्मायाक्रन्दनिर्यापितभवदनुजां रावणस्तामहर्षीत् तेनार्तोऽपि त्वमन्तः किमपि मुदमधाः तद्वधोपायलाभात्
तन्मायाक्रन्दनिर्यापितभवदनुजां रावणस्तामहर्षीत् तेनार्तोऽपि त्वमन्तः किमपि मदमदाः त्वद्वधोपायलाभात्
Kimapi mudamadaha.
मुदमदः yes तन्मायाक्रन्दनिर्यापितभवदनुजां रावणस्तामहर्षीत् तेनार्तोऽपि त्वमन्तः किमपि मुदमदाः तद्वधोपायलाभात्
So uncertain. Bhūyastanbhīm vichinvan ahrita dashamukah tvadvadu madvadene tyuktva yate jatayau divam atasuhrudah pratanoh pretakaryam grinanam tam kabandham jaganida shabarim prekshya pampatate tvam samprapto vatasunum vrishamuditamanah pahi vatalahyesha. So now, so last time, like Ravana has come and abducted Sita. So then you all know when he's going, then Jatayu sees Ravana and Jatayu tries to stop Ravana, but with no help. So when Rama and Lakshmana find out Sita is not there, they go looking everywhere and they finally meet Jatayu. And Jatayu says that Ravana has abducted. I saw Ravana abducting Sita and she's gone this way, right? That's all it is. Jatayu dies, then Ravana then performs Tarpanam for Jatayu also, because Preta Karyam means doing Tarpana, final rites for Jatayu also. So after this, then they keep going, searching, right? They don't know where Ravana has taken, right? So they keep walking around, and then finally on the Pampa Tata, they come to the banks of river Pampa. So where they meet Shabari. So this Shabari is another lady who went and, she was under the guidance of some other rishi. And she was looking for ways she was trying to understand what is dharma, how to get liberation. And then she's with the sage for a really long time. Then finally a time comes when the sage is ready to get liberated. So then when he's about to leave, somebody then asked him saying, I've been under your tutelage for so long. You are leaving now. How do I also liberate myself, right? How do I get the blessings? So again, like I said, all these people know what's going to happen, right? The sage says, you stay here. One day Rama is going to come here, and when Rama comes, that is your opportunity, right? Then you just go get blessings from Rama, you'll instantly get liberated. So that's where this Shabari, not knowing when Rama is going to come, every day she used to go pick a berry, and then she used to taste the berry and see if it is sweet or sour. And then if it is sweet, she used to put it into a basket and keep. And then finally when Rama comes, he comes to the bank of Pampa, and then he comes to meet Shabari, and Shabari offers him all these sweet berries. right? So and then so the reason this is such an important story, and a lot of these such things are going to happen in Krishna Avataram, which we won't cover in this session, but the next session we're going to cover innumerable number of stories of people who with absolutely sincere devotion. It doesn't matter if you offer the Lord what you've already eaten. It doesn't matter. It is the devotion and the intent that is extremely important. So Shabari literally offered Rama all the berries which she had bitten and she found was sweet, because for her it was a love for Rama and to offer him the best, that it didn't matter that she has already tasted. Anyway, so Shabari then also gets liberated, and then after that Rama keeps walking and finally bumps into Vata Sunum, the son of Vayu, Hanuman. So that with that Bhatripad ends this this chapter. O Pahi Vatalesha, Lord of Guruvayur, please protect me. Bhuyas Tanvim Vichinvan. So there's an in and a na. You put a in and a comma. Vichinvan. Next word starts with the a. Ahrita Dasha Mukhaha. So that is you can remove. Put a visarga and a comma. Dasha Mukhaha. Tvat Vadum Madvadhene Tyuktva. So you put a plus and then put a comma after Tyuktva. Tvad Madvadhene Tyuktva, comma. Yate Jatayau Divam. So put a im, comma. The next you start with the a. Atha Suhrudaha. Put a f, Suhrudaf. Pratanoho. Put a f again. Preta Karyam. So I'll just repeat it. So Bhuyas Tanvim Vichinvan, comma. Ahrita Dashamukaha. Tvad Vadhu Madvadene Tyuktva, and then a comma. Yate Jatayo Divam. Then Atha Suhrudaf Pratno. Bhuyastanvim Vichinvan Ahrita Dashamukah Twadvadhum Madvadene Tyuktva Yate Jatayo Divam Atha Suhrudah Pratanov Preta Karyam.
Bhuyastanvim vichinvan ahrita dashamukah Tvadvadhum madvadhene tyuktva Yate jatayau divam Ata suhrudah prathano preta karyam. Bhuyastanvim vichinvan ahrita dashamukah Tvadvadhum madvadhene tyuktva Yate jatayau divam Ata suhrudah prathano preta karyam.
Bhuyastanvim vichinvan ahruta dasamukah tadvadhum madvadene tvuktva yate jatayo divam ata suhrudah pratano pretakaryam.
Masanta Garu, that first line, Twadvadum, the end of that line, not Tadvadu. Twadvadu.
Twadvadhum, yes. Bhuyastanvim vichinvan ahruta dasamukah twadvadhum madvadhene tvuktva yate jatayo divam ata suhrudah pratano pretakaryam.
Grinnanam tam kabandham jaganitha, comma, Shabarim prekshya pampatate tvam, comma, Samprapto vatasunum, comma, Brisha mudita manaha, comma, Pahi vathalayesha. Grinnanam tam kabandham jaganitha Shabarim prekshya pampatate tvam Samprapto vatasunum Brishamudita manaha Pahi vathalayesha.
Grihnanam tam kabandham jaganitha Shabarim prekshapam patate tvam Samprapto vatasunum Brishamudita Pahi vatalayesha. Grihnanam tam kabandham jaganitha Shabarim prekshapam patate tvam Samprapto vatasunum Brishamudita Pahi vatalayesha.
Grunhanam tam kabandham jaganitha shabarim prekshapam patate tvam samprapto vatasunum brushamudita manaha pahi vatalayesha. Grunhanam tam kabandham jaganitha shabarim prekshapam patate tvam samprapto vatasunum brushamudita manaha pahi vatalayesha.
Shri Krishnaya Parabrahmane Namaha. We'll end the class here. The next class we'll see the rest of the Ramacharita Varnanam. सान्द्रानन्दावबोधात्मकमनुपमितं कालदेशावदेभ्यां निर्मुक्तं नित्यमुक्तं निगमशतसहस्रेण निर्भास्यमानम् अस्पष्टं दृष्टमात्रे पुनरुरुपुरुषार्थात्मकं ब्रह्मतत्त्वं तत्तावद्भाति साक्षात् गुरुपवनपुरे हन्त भाग्यं जनानाम् कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि. Thank you, everybody. See you next week.
Thank you, sir.
So just definitely spend some time, practice this tough chapter, but I think you'll really enjoy it once you can say it fluently. It'll be very nice to chant it. So, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.